Hi, everybody. I'm actually getting out and going for a walk. Oh, gee, I need this. I need to just decompress. There's been so much that's happened in the last 24 hours or 48 hours that have just shaken the world and shaken me and shaken, I'm sure you guys too. But there's silver linings. Those silver linings are starting to come up. Those little miracles are starting to come up. And I bet you most of you are starting to see them too. Uh, Hold on a second. There we go. It's like a wasteland out here. Sorry, I wish we were getting spring, and then you would start seeing more. I love spring. I'm not really fond of winter. I'm not really a winter person. But what can I say? I was born in this climate, and this is where I spent my whole life, is where you only get a few months of good weather a year. My husband, so many people in this area are absolute lovers of winter and skidooing and skiing and skating. And I hate outdoor sports except for running and swimming, things that you want to do in warmer climates. But it still is beautiful and peaceful today. And the sun is shining. So if you guys want to get out, if you can get into a window, I don't know what your circumstances are. I'm fortunate because I'm out of town and I can't believe that they are going to come out here and restrict us as they will of people who are in town. Because as you can see, there's nobody around me. I'm not spreading anything. So back to those silver linings. Just to tell you, I have not slept very well in the last couple of days. And, are any of you guys? Or is it just me? There's just been so much to do, so much to get prepared for. And, that list of things that you've been putting off. Like, for one, I was taking care of my whole family's, look at this, and I just stepped over it. The little tiny bird feet. That is so cute. I'm so worried. I'm getting everybody's medication, and I'm driving all over Edmonton to give it to my kids and my grandkids, and doing what I can. And I forgot my blood pressure medicine, so they're filling it now. Our drugstore is open, and so I haven't missed my time to get that. I can't wait for the day when, no more medication, no more man-made medication is needed because we are all in perfect health, and that's coming, So a few days ago when all of this started coming here to Edmonton, to where I am, and you could see that the closing of our country was going to start to happen. I talked to my youngest daughter, and up until now, she has resisted any conversation. Like, within, a 10 seconds, she cuts it right off if it is any of the things that we talk about. And this day was exactly the same as the rest. But I just, I prayed before I called her, because I knew I was going to get resistance, and it's hard, And I started telling her, please go get some groceries, go fill up on some dry goods, and she screamed at me and hung up. So I left a couple of messages trying to, just wake her up a little, and then left it at that. And then I talked to my oldest daughter, and her and I can talk a lot better about these kind of things, but she never wants to go towards Jesus, she can see a lot of the conspiracies, a lot of the crazy. But she honestly didn't want to ever look at it from that avenue. So, you know, I left it at that, prayed about it. And then all of this like really has come down and gotten really crazy over the last couple of days. And, you know, the grocery stores, right? The toilet paper and all of the insanity. I'm not going any further. That's the doghouse. I gotta leave him for another day. So yesterday, now, I get a phone call in the morning by my youngest daughter, the one who screamed at me and hung up. And she was asking me what was going on. She was asking me what was going on. And we got to have a really long, we were talking for at least 2 hours. A really in-depth conversation that we could never have before. Because her pride was in the way, you know? And she didn't want to believe this. And I understand where she's coming from. She has an autoimmune disease. She has MS. And life is stressful. And right now she has her immune system is compromised because of the medication that they put her on. So, I mean, there's fear there on her part and concern. And, you know, I really haven't been pushing it as much with her because, you know, anxiety can get her sick. But we had this, and there was so much enlightenment that came from her. So that was one blessing, right? And honestly, that was a miracle. It truly was a miracle. It's crazy. And then last night I was having, you know, I still go to Facebook from time to time. I go less because you get really beaten up when you try to bring a little truth into people these days, because there's not very many sheep left out there, if any. There's a few. I mean, there's a few like these situations, but I think this is starting to happen. So I was really kind of discouraged. I made the mistake of, before I posted, asking for God's Spirit to direct it to the right people. Although there were a few people that did respond in the right manner, you know, so he's still working. My bat. So my daughter calls, my oldest daughter calls up. First thing she said, "Okay, Mom, what's going on?" And we had like a 3-hour conversation. And we talked about God, and we talked about the flood, and we talked about the political realm and how all of this is leading up to, well, you know, right? We know. So there's silver linings in this. God works in mysterious ways. It is so cold again. I'm starting to freeze, so I'm going to go back. God works in mysterious ways. He really does. He is. Even when we think that we're desperate and things couldn't get worse, we don't know the full plan, right? We don't know every step that he's taking, every move that he is making in our lives for us, in all our prayers that we've had for our families. You know, I'm still praying for the rest of them. I got 2 more children and grandchildren, and nieces and nephews, but I'm seeing less resistance in the last couple of days, even from those other ones other than my 2 daughters, to look at it on a spiritual level. So, you know how they say that politicians never let a good tragedy go unused? Neither does God. He absolutely is going to open people's eyes at this time. So this may be a flood. We may be seeing a flood of people coming in the next little while. of understanding, of finally hearing you. Even if you're not talking anymore, they're remembering what you've said to them. How could you not? How could anybody not start looking at all of this? He's faithful to us because we are faithful to him. And I'm going to tell you, nobody's perfect. So if you think you have to be perfect to walk with God, you don't. God understands. That's only Jesus that was able to be perfect. We're not. And that's why we need the blood of the Lamb. We need to wash our clothes in the blood of the Lamb. Because we're not perfect, and we're not going to carry perfect. We're not going to say things perfect. We're going to, with me, it can be just a little bit of anger here and there, or frustration, or just, there's many things that I do that I have to go and ask God to forgive me and help me work with these things, right? So don't worry about that if your standing is good with God, because it is. If you're sitting here right now and you're listening to this and you are still in the Lord and you still love him and you still see his plan unfolding, just let it happen. Do things that decompress you. We're down for a little while here, We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I feel it's close. I feel not the bad things are close, but God is close for us. He's coming for his bride. And we are just waiting. Just remember that and soak up all the blessings that he's going to be pouring out on you, all the silver linings, because if he did 2 silver linings in my life yesterday, he's going to do some in yours. Keep strong in the face. Put on the full armor of God. And that starts from the first is the belief in Jesus Christ. It's belief, right? And then it's the sword of righteousness and the helmet of salvation and the feet shod with the good news of the truth. And if I'm missing one of them, and the girdle, I forgot that one. Please put that one in there for everybody else to know. But the full armor of God, it really does start with faith in Jesus Christ, And the rest of it is just do it. Just do it. Just rely. Get out. If you can, go for a walk. Take some deep breaths. Decompress. Say a prayer. And I thank God for the blessings he's about to bestow upon you, because he is going to be giving you a ton. Well, I'm going home. It's too cold for this old lady. I love you all. Stay in love and light. Remember, your deliverance is near.